Well, howdy, 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 everybody. Theresa here, just me and the critters, and
Brad.
And Bradley is here. It is March 25th, 2020. It is Wednesday evening at 7:45 p.m. And the weather today is 83 degrees right now. Feels like 86. The high was 88. Low was 64. Mostly sunny. 10% chance of rain. Humidity's at 57%. Um, uh, Wind is 10 miles an hour from the west. Sunrise was at 7:35 a.m. and sunset will be at 7:52 p.m. And tomorrow is supposed to be pretty much the same thing. So that's what we like to see. It got from being cold to being a lot warmer real quick this year. Sorry I didn't make a video yesterday. We spent the day cleaning house, and then I was just too tired. You know you're kicking that TV tray?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Yeah. But, and then I was just tuckered out. Plus, I am fighting a, infection in my toe, in my, left big toe. It hurt a couple days ago, kind of like when you're getting a blister, and I looked yesterday morning, and, you know, I thought, oh, okay, it's a blister or something, and I just barely touched it, and, yeah, it just kind of erupted, and, it's better now. I'm already on antibiotics, so I'm just kind of waiting and seeing, and I'm being very cautious. We've already had an issue with Brad having a bad toe infection years ago, so I'm being very careful. You know, it hurts, but not as bad as it did. So that's all you can do. Before we get into, well, I wanted to ask you guys how you guys are doing with the self-quarantine, with the social distancing, because life is not like it was for any of us, even 2 weeks ago. And you kind of wonder, it's just, wow, such a difference. And, you know, kind of funny because you really would love to go back to that sense of normalcy, what you thought you knew, and the plans that maybe you had for the future, that now you have to wonder if they're going to happen. You know, if you have medically fragile people in your family, that you're kind of wondering if they'll be okay, and, you know, what the economy is going to do, how bad this is going to get. I hear you're not supposed to say the word on a video, I guess. I guess you're not supposed to. So, you know, but, you know, if we get through this epidemic, and how bad will it get? Sure, the numbers sure are climbing. We're in Florida, and so, yeah, the numbers really have been climbing here. Not as bad as California or New York, but, yeah, they've been climbing at an alarming rate. And that's really sad to see. Did y'all see where Prince Charles has it? I was really surprised about that. I guess, why would they be above not having it? I think it's just basically people that travel a lot or meet people from other countries, you know, because of course we have it. You know, I've never been out of the United States. You've been up in Montana. Haven't? I mean, I'm tired. Up in Canada. Honey, they can't hear you nod your head.
Yes, I have.
You have to speak up a little bit.
Okay.
You know, do you not want to be on here, or?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. No, do you want to speak on here or no?
Yes, I will.
Okay. Well, but you can't. If I ask you a question, you can't sit there and nod because they can't hear that. So, but yeah. What's your take on this?
On the I know
Epidemic.
I know I've said this to you before, but it reminds me of some of the plagues that happened 500, 600, 700 years ago, like especially over in Europe. And I think too many people they don't take it seriously, and by not taking it seriously. I think that's what happens with the spreading and everything.
Yeah.
And the number of comments I've heard that some people make about, oh, it can't affect me, oh, it's something made up by our government, you know.
Oh,
So
I know.
on and
I've
so
heard that
forth.
quite a bit.
Yeah.
And it's like, really? Sorry, I'm kind of trying to find the best setting for this. I guess for now that's going to be it. That's pretty much kind of how I feel about it. That I think anybody that thinks it's just something that the government is doing is in my opinion, and only in my opinion, a little bit crazy. Because how would you do something worldwide for our country's politics? That would be pretty hard to do. I mean, and this is spread too fast. Um, it's alarming, and I also don't think, and this is okay. I'm not going to get into any political talk, and you guys know I have a firm rule about not talking about politics or religion. But I'm going to say the blame game needs to stop. That's all I'm going to say. It doesn't matter who did what, when, or knew, or possibly knew. It's all just. It just, yeah, it just needs to stop. Sorry guys, it's just my thing is just a little whack bugging me tonight. Yeah, I think that's a better picture. But the blame game needs to stop, because what good does it do any of us right now? I mean, you can go over all of that later on, with the people that do survive. But for now, it's like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. I think we need to all, and the greediness of people, though, of some people, has just been heartbreaking. I mean, just take what you need, not take all of it. And I understand, I get it. That you see something on the shelf and you're like, oh, they finally have it. And then you want to buy a whole bunch of it. But you got to remember that you're not the only one that was looking for that. And maybe take just enough for a couple weeks and leave some, because the person behind you probably needs some too. And they will get more in. We still haven't been able to find toilet paper. Our daughter is sending us some. I told you guys this before, but she's sending us some from Wyoming. She's paying the shipping and everything. She was that worried about us having any TP, so bless her heart.
Hey, I thought about going into Winn-Dixie's bathroom and stealing all I could off their rolls and put it under my shirt and walk out with it.
Yeah, I guess I could have done the padding of my bra or something, But we're just kidding on that. We wouldn't do that. Yeah. But just take what you need. I mean, remind yourself this is enough for now. To be so greedy is just and to care not anything about your fellow neighbor, or anything. It's a sad thing to witness. Very sad. We've been doing okay. We're just kind of hunkered down here. I'm not really going stir crazy, but you guys have to realize my life has been that I usually would get out of the house once a week. So this isn't really anything different other than, Yahoo's home all the time. So, but I dealt with Yahoo being home last summer, so we're pretty used to it. Actually, we've been enjoying it. Haven't we?
I have.
You got to open your eyes, honey. He's sitting here nodding with his eyes closed.
I've enjoyed it.
Yeah. So just kind of normal every day for us. Brad's going to wander out into the great abyss tomorrow because we need milk. See if he can find some.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about finding milk.
No?
I might stop at Dollar General to see if they have any TP.
Well, that's this way you probably get the milk anyway.
Yeah.
That way you don't have to walk there as far. You know. But that's been about it for us. Like I said, just keeping an eye on this toe, and today was kind of a day off. Well, we got up. Okay, see, we can do our schedule however we want because we're like, you know, getting up there in age, not real old, but we're getting, you know, and we don't have any kids, you know, at home or anything, and so we decided at 8 o'clock this morning that Mr. Heide wanted French toast. And so we got up, and I think I shocked him because I'm like, okay, you know, let's do that. And so got up, made French toast, and we ate French toast, and then we went back to sleep for a few hours. Yeah, it was nice. It was very nice. So I'm going to show you guys the hats I've been working on, and then I'm going to bid you guys a good night and go do dishes. So first off, I want to show you guys, you know, the plastic row counters. You can get some that go on knitting needles. You can get some that are smaller that hang. You know, the plastic ones are usually like a pink or a green. Those are okay, but I'm not real thrilled with them. And then I bought one that was small. It was only about that big around, and you had to push the button. No, you had to click it from the side each time you did a row. Well, I like to use a counter when I'm doing my hats because there's certain rows I know of that I want so many rows before I go into a different stitch or whatever, you know, on a pattern. So finally what I did was I just bought one of the plain counters like you would do if you were doing inventory or anything like that. And yeah, I mean, for $8 and works out great. So if you're thinking about that, that's one solution. So I'll show you guys the hat. Oh my goodness. I just finished this one last night. Upstairs. Little newborn hat. And then there's this is a large adult. And this is a toddler. And I put a little dinosaur button on it. This is a medium adult. I think. No, yeah, this is a medium adult. Right there. And then this is a small adult. I did a real loose palm on it, really long palm. Matches the same kind of yarn I use here on this flat brim. So, those are the ones I have done. Of course, I'm already working on another one. But, yeah. That's what I have done. Brad has been just kind of fiddling around the house, helping with housework. We kind of divide it now. And laundry. And he's been doing a lot of cooking. I am more of the sous chef, so like tonight I cut up the stuff for homemade hash browns, and because we had breakfast for dinner, and also I wanted to cut up a big thing of, we like the sliced cucumbers and tomatoes and onions in like an Italian dressing and let it marinate. And that's one of the things we really like to snack on, and we're trying to reduce the carbs. And that really helped. And then I told you guys I was going to order, it was on Amazon. I'd have to probably pull it up. Wait, I got to see what that said. Oh, that we have 1,682 Florida cases. And isn't that sad? But that ice shaver, you can do snow cones, you can do slushies. I told you guys I went ahead and took a chance with buying a refurbished from Amazon, and the first one we got, because it was like $10 off. And so I'm like, $10 off, I'll take a refurbished one. And the first one we got was fine, but then the paddle broke that mixes if you're doing like a slushy. And so then they replaced it, and one works great, and I love it because I can make totally sugar-free ices. You know, you take just your normal powdered, water enhancers. And what I found is if you're going to make a small one, it probably would be 2 packets. But if you're going to make a bigger one, it would be 3. And then whatever else you want in it. Like I use sugar-free cherry syrup. And then the 3 of the IBC cherry cola, the sugar-free sticks. And then I like to use a mixture of half snow and half shave. Or, no, what does it say? Slushy on it. Yeah, slushy.
So, yeah.
And that makes a real nice mixture. And you can have it right in your home. And it really satisfies that if you want something sweet, or you're wanting something cold. Like I'm always wanting something cold. This is kind of starting to take place of the popsicles, because the sugar-free ones are expensive. Unless you're going to buy the real cheap ones, and why buy those? They don't taste like anything, in my opinion. So this is starting to take place of that, much cheaper. Let me see. I know it just replaced it. There it goes. I'll bring it up for you guys. This is, let me unplug this. This is what I'm telling you guys about. Yeah, and it works out really well. You put the ice on the top, and I found if you buy the bagged ice, the smaller the ice cube, the better, the faster it goes. But this is the Nostalgia Retro 40-ounce frozen beverage station. And I love it. And I made Brad one. It was to be like a root beer float. You're going to get inventive since we're all, quarantined at home. So I put some milk, and I have some of the skinny syrups. And so I put the vanilla caramel sauce or something in there. And then 3 sticks of the A&W sugar-free root beer. And mixed that up, and then did all the frozen ice and stuff. And it's really nice, isn't it, honey?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure Brad's got a few thoughts in mind of things you might like to try with it, because, we're always liking to try recipes.
I do.
Get my crock pot in, and I'm sorry, we can say something?
Yeah, well, it's when I was working for the state, I would get home at 7, and then I should have been in bed by 9.
Yeah.
Because having to get up at 6, and so it didn't leave me much time to do much of anything. I mean, holy smoke! It was like I get home and we got the stuff that we're trying to do, and it's not fair to you have to do all the. It's got
to the point where I can't do it all. Yeah. I mean, I can, but then I don't have time to do anything else.
Yep.
And it just works out best if we help each other. But yeah, I mean, Brad loves to try new recipes, come up with new recipes. Brad loves things that are, I was going to say are complicated, and that would mean why he loves me, because I'm complicated. I can be a challenge. Right, honey?
Huh?
You can look at me. We've been married for 31 years. I can be a challenge.
Yes, you can.
I am not a smooth ride always, and I will freely admit that. I'm getting better, but, I'm not always a free ride. I think, if anything, though, as we get older, Brad used to be so conservative, and he would not. Brad didn't have much of a filter now. Let me just say that. I mean, he just doesn't, and he doesn't have to. But he likes recipes that are very detailed, very. I like things that are fast, and and that I can just kind of slap together. Brad loves to make homemade English toffee. I couldn't make it to save my soul. I don't even have the patience, to wait for that thermometer to get up. So, but he loves to cook, and this way he gets to. But what I can tell you guys about was I also did get in my crock pot. Remember, I had that $50 gift card that Walmart gave us. And anyway, it's just a normal 7-quart crock pot, nothing fancy. It's got just the turn dial that has the low, medium, and high end, and probably keep warm is normally the things. I don't even know if it has a keep warm or not.
I don't know.
I haven't looked at it.
Yeah.
I have not used it yet. I'm going to use it here in a couple of days. I just keep forgetting to get out the chicken to unthaw, to bake for the dogs, or to cook up for the dogs. But that's what we have going on here. Nothing fancy. I'm going to go out and do the dishes, because, them dishes are always there. And that's the problem, though. Talking about cooking and stuff, is there's always lots of dishes.
I think we
cooking
have.
from scratch.
I think we have a dish fairy that
ain't no fairy.
When we're out of the kitchen, they go in there and they dirty up every single freaking dish that they can find.
Yeah, I was looking, and Brad had done part of them, but I was looking, and it's like, ooh, quite a few dishes in that sink, And yeah, he offered to do them because he knows I'm tired and stuff. I know he's tired too, and it's not fair that he'd done the dishes for the last 3 days, basically. I think I did them one time, and I did them yesterday, I think. Yeah, I did them yesterday after I swept and mopped. I did get in my new Libman mop too, and I really like it. Because, see, the problem is those the mops that have, I always call it the yarn mops. You know what I'm talking about, those kind of heads. I've used those for years and years, but as I've gotten older, I don't have the strength in my hands to hand wring them out. And I'm not going to go, I used to have the bucket with, that you could wring it out with and stuff, but I'm not going to do that here. But so this works out well. Anything else, hon?
No, I think you got it going on.
Yeah, I think we're going to have soap my toe again tonight. It's really starting to hurt. Starting to hurt at the top now. I don't know why. Like right at the top of my toe. We're going to keep an eye on it. Wouldn't do any good anyway, because my doctor is not, she goes to different towns. She's not even, remotely close until tomorrow.
Yeah.
But you just don't really want to go into, this is a clinic. It's not just a normal doctor's office. So, waiting room and the whole bit. And you just really don't want to go in and chance being exposed to, the sickness. To the mighty V. That's all we can say. So I hope you all are being safe. I hope you're not going crazy. One thing I have enjoyed with this is there are a lot more content. There's people putting out a lot more videos, a lot more live streams. That's been really nice. Because there for a while there hasn't been much on YouTube for content. And I was even starting to get very, but now it's good. Now Brad's yawning again. Now I'm going to beat him. But if I do, the dog will bark. I don't even have to I could touch him with my finger, but if he says ow, then the dog's going to bark. Right?
Yeah. Ow.
Don't do it, Brad Heide.
Well, you okay, Charlie?
Are you okay, Char? Anyway, that was Leanne dinging me. That sounds bad. But anyway, love you guys. I do cherish your friendship so very much. And I think you guys are awesome. And I will probably be seeing you guys tomorrow. Unless, I don't know. I don't know what would happen. Nothing.
Unless you're too busy trying to hide my body.
No, I'll just put it outside. We'll let the possums next door.
Oh, okay.
Hey, what about those buzzards that are all on that great big tower?
Yeah.
They'll take care of him. Sometimes they're circling overhead, and I'm like, okay, is he know something I don't know?
Yeah.
So anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Say bye, Brad.
Bye, Brad.